Today, my guest runs one of the most successful F&B enterprises in the city. His name is Brijesh Das.
Thank you so much, Siddharth. That was such a lovely introduction. Oh my God.
But yeah, so you had a corporate career. Can you tell us a little bit about the kind of...
Then I got an opportunity with Myntra, worked there for a year. While working there, I was fortunate enough to grab an opportunity in Google. And that's when I moved to Gurgaon, worked there for 3.5 years. And then my last organization was with Facebook, now Meta.
Always at some level feels that एक cafe तो होना चाहिए भाई अपना क्या working space होगा, coffee पीऊँगा or otherwise I will set the vibe. You had that feeling?
Trust me, I did.
Is it tough? Is it easy? Is the hype around owning a restaurant real?
It's tough.
The best part about owning this business?
It feels good when people are happy.
Is that also the biggest risk in any business?
I don't agree to that.
Influencers or reviewers or Google's feedback reviews, 1-star reviews, or anyone telling you, how do you handle a bad review?
It's a learning for us, bad review.
Welcome to this very different episode of the Guwahati Connection. I'm sitting at the Beer Café, which is located at Times Square in Guwahati. And today my guest is the proprietor and the owner of the Beer Café's Guwahati franchise, Mr. Brijesh Das. So Brijesh comes from a fantastic work experience of working in companies, IT companies such as Google and Meta. And then of course, after having worked in the corporate field for about 10-15 odd years, he's chosen to come back and set up this beautiful restaurant, which by the way won the Restaurant of the Year at the GPlus Guwahati Food Awards 2024. He tells us about what it means to run a fantastic enterprise. He tells us what it means to run a business in Guwahati, what the food scene is like, whether alcohol is great, whether cocktails are great, and how this has come to be the most popular place in town. And I hope that you take a lot of learnings from this episode and make the most of it. Make sure that you stick around to the end of the episode, and until then, my shot is gonna quite really miss it.
In the interest of introducing the episode and you to GPlus Guwahati Connection, we don't bring in tantrics and babas and people who make religious comments, incite hate. For that very reason, আমি আজি গুৱাহাটীৰ এজন বিজনেছমেনক আনিছোঁ. I could call him an entrepreneur, I could call him a businessman, I could call him a restaurateur. In any way, in all of the capacities, he's been successful. He's run an entrepreneur, he's run a business by the name of the Beer Café in Guwahati. And today with me, I have the owner of the Beer Café Guwahati franchise, whose name is Brijesh Das. Brijesh, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Siddharth. That was such a lovely introduction. Oh my God.
Okay. So you tell me, how is it going? Kaisa chal raha hai? All good? All good. So before we get started on the deep dive and the full detailed conversation, a little bit about yourself to the viewers, because I know in some capacity you've had a corporate life, you've had a professional life, then now you're a businessman. A little bit to the viewers and the audience.
My roots are from Guwahati, born and brought up here. Marutar Ghor, Borpeta Road, Howli. I did my 10th from Guwahati, then moved to Hyderabad for 12th. For 2 years, yes. Engineering from Chennai. Worked for 5 years in Bangalore, another 5 years in Gurgaon. And everything changed post-COVID. Work from home happened, got back here. And while I was working from home here, I could see there were a lot of opportunities. And one of them was this business, which was the low-hanging fruit for me. And that's how the journey started. That was in 2022 when I started the construction for the Beer Café. 2023, we launched 22nd of March. And this March we'll be completing 2 years.
Congratulations on that milestone. মই এটা কথা কম, but please don't take it as a racist remark, but এটা observation. প্ৰায় কয় নহয় that people from Borpeta have a very strong business sense. হয়নে কয়? Is that true?
I wasn't aware of that. Being out for 16 years, somewhere I lost my touch over here. So those things, I wasn't aware of it until recently as in JDR 2022. I was working for all the paperwork, bar license work, and that requires hopping multiple department. So there was someone in every department who used to say that.
So my prejudice or my observation is somewhat correct at that point. I think that's a really real thing that has happened. I've observed that at least from our end. But yeah, so you had a corporate career. Can you tell us a little bit about the kind of corporate companies that you worked with?
I started my career with a startup called Black and Green that was into telecom industry. That was in Chennai. And I worked there for 11 months. Only reason I switched my first company in just 11 months was that I needed a brand in my profile. And I remember almost 2-3 months, multiple rounds of interviews in multiple companies. And then finally I landed in a job in HP, Hewlett Packard, Bangalore. That's where I was fortunate enough to, which actually basically, gave me a jump start. Gave me a jump start in my career because of that exposure in HP. That I worked there for 3.5 years. Then I got an opportunity with Myntra. Worked there for a year. While working there, I was fortunate enough to grab an opportunity in Google, and that's when I moved to Gurgaon. Worked there for 3.5 years, and then my last organization was with Facebook, now Meta.
I've been to the Google office in Gurgaon. It's amazing. Fantastic office it is.
Yes. So whenever I'm a routine so every day menu update and there are like 50-55 items of food. So ratiba going to check karo ki ase aur aji menu. We don't even touch chicken. Chicken was the least bad
Preferred item of the menu.
Food was good.
But they have a fantastic working culture. I think that continues to keep you motivated. Meta, you were working in Delhi or in Bombay?
But by the time I joined Facebook, I couldn't see the office. It was during the COVID work from home. That's when I switched my company.
Okay. So, and when you were working from home, it is then when you realized that you wanted to live a good corporate life and...
multiple factors. I'll do something of my own. And I didn't enjoy my IT career. I did, but at the same time, I was always in the what more can I do? How can I come out of this circle and do something of my own? That was one of the factors. Second factor, that COVID hole. You might notice that 2 years from COVID, there was a term that got coined in the market which is called moonlighting.
One person, two companies,
correct. So by the time that term got coined, I was 2 years old. So from 2020 to 2022, I worked for 3 companies. One is definitely Meta. The other one, I was fortunate enough to get an opportunity to do a independent, freelancing projects into IT. One is in US, other one is in UK. So those dollar and pound fund got invested here.
But now you've decided that you want to invest all your time, energy and resources. Do you think it's worth it?
I'm happy. At least I don't have the Monday blues.
So you moved to Guwahati and your family is now completely based in Guwahati?
I have my mother and my younger sister in my family. My mother is here. I live with her. And my younger sister is working in Udaipur.
Do you feel Guwahati has enough opportunities? For someone who's worked in a Chennai or Gurgaon or other cities for that matter, you've come back seeking opportunities. Restaurant nohole kiba beleg opportunity pala hone ki?
Ase, yad opportunity ase. The reason I say that is because what I've observed that any trends or any market change it comes from west. From west to by the time it comes to India, the major cities, metro cities, it takes 5 years. Another 5 years from metro cities to Guwahati, tier 2, tier 3 cities. So if you can identify those businesses, just no brainer, just copy paste those models, gonna work. That's what I feel.
So that's very interesting as an observation, because everyone is out there trying to find the new big thing. But you're saying it's okay to replicate successful trends, just bring it here on time earlier. Now you tell me about setting up the beer cafe while you were working. How did you manage the time? That particular instance, you were moonlighting, you were working for multiple companies, and you were investing all those funds into a setup like this. And again, you have to correct me if I'm wrong, but then a setup like this 24 hours humai thakibo lagibo, restaurant cholaoteo, construction kori thakoto, all of it, your time gets involved. How did you manage that?
Hardest time was while establishing the outlet during the construction period. That was the time I wasn't sure will I be able to do it. I had limited fund, my 10 years of saving, my 2 years of moonlighting, and of some loan from the bank. So limited saving. And I knew, although I planned well, but I knew last moment of fund, shortage, which I've heard. But I didn't have any option. So I had to somehow manage it in that restricted fund I had. So that was a little stressful period of 1 year. And plus at the same time, while constructing, I also have to keep on hopping between departments for the paperwork. Right? So I remember those times where, tinta laptop thake, tinta company. There was a moment.
Please don't try to say home bully koi dile also, okay?
Ha. There was a moment. Unfortunately, duta company ek time meeting poise. And ideally, flexibility, you can skip meetings and all. But those two are very crucial, critical meetings. No, I had a earphone and okay.
So then, so that's how you manage the time.
Yat construction soli ase, yate work from home kori aso. So then,
One question also I want to understand is, you said running around departments for paperwork. Clearly easy nahoy. Yate paper dorwa, under the table offer kora, legal understanding book clear kora, permissions ulwa, STP bohwa, ETP bohwa, bahut niyam, kanun, licenses ase. Were all those easy? Did you have someone guide you through all the process? Ne nije khosore meli ulabo logya hol?
Jikhini koilu nije koilu, but I would like to highlight a point here. I am very thankful to all the departments, because the moment I go, मुझे file to loi करने जाओ no, हदाय इतने कोई अखमिया लड़ा will support. So without any hindrance, all the paperwork went smooth. Although it went smooth, but that doesn't mean that it took lesser time. It took me its own sweet time. Took me a year. But then everyone in the department helped me. And right now I share very good bond with some of them.
Do they come to your restaurant now?
Yes.
Do they pay the bill?
Yes.
Okay. One big question is, you won the award for, like you've rightly branded, the best club with live gigs. You've won the best value for money restaurant, and you won the restaurant for the year Guwahati Food Awards 2024. What do you think makes the Beer Café Guwahati, your enterprise, so successful, so popular?
Before that, let me highlight this point again. You were there during that award. So I was expecting Eduta award to pump value for money and the best club for live gigs. But the restaurant of the year was totally unexpected. And that was towards the end.
Right. That was the last.
That award was announced. And I was almost prepared. My manager Amar and my bartender Brijesh, I asked them, okay, let's pack up, let's go. Because we also participate in that best bartender of the year. So like, let's pack up, let's go. And my manager Amar is like, no, sir. Because they were very big players competing for this award. But thank you. Thank you for recognizing our efforts.
But you have to understand that you have put in the effort, and that is why this recognition has come. I think if you want to thank, you should also thank the people who voted for you.
Oh yes.
In the entire process of food awards, because public ke vote no koile, sarkar no bone, etheneko award to poa nahoy.
Thanks to the people of Guwahati and people of Assam. Thank you for all the love.
So that being said, again, what do you think makes the Beer Cafe so popular? what is this vibe that you have set? Ki, mane, you're packed all the time. It's about 2 o'clock and I know your lunch footfall will start to come in now. That's a good thing.
Thank you. So not just Beer Cafe, but take it any restaurant. What I feel, one can be creative with their food, but then again, that is easily copy kori lo pare. You can be creative with your drinks. Again, there is high scope them copy kori lo pare. With the interiors, I saw competitors, they'll copy the same. But the one thing that probably, that is beyond all this is the personal touch, which I feel we as a team were able to deliver. That personal touch includes, from warm welcoming to knowing your customer well, what they ordered last, where they sat last, which table they chose. So knowing all those, that personal touch, I think that works.
So there's a small what you would call psychological and physiological profiling that you do. Ki, oh, man, table. So you believe in the personal touch that Beer Cafe brings, and that's why you've continued to get the love.
That is a different, something unique or something new that we can offer to the guests. Baki to so same. In fact, I'm sure other competitors are, offering better food than us, better drinks than us.
But it's the personal touch or the hospitality that you bring to the table is what makes it different.
I think yes.
Okay. Everyone in their life at some point has thought, my restaurant khulim, cafe khulim, somewhere. I have felt that. You have felt that. I'm sure everyone watching always at some level feels that एक cafe तो होना चाहिए भाई, अपना क्या working space होगा, coffee पीऊंगा, or otherwise I will set the vibe. You had that feeling?
Trust me, I didn't. I'll tell you why I chose this. When I came back here, I could see the bar industry in Guwahati. It was 90s or din ho raha, as in bar mane kore dark, loud music. That was the concept of bar. The cafe concept bar to nasile Guwahati. It was very. I think we were the first one to bring that up. And plus, আৰু এটা বস্তু নাছিলে গুৱাহাটীত কেনেকুৱা আছিলে কেইবছৰমান আগত কি আজি যদি কোনোৱে প্লেন কৰে মদ খাব যাওঁ আজি মানে পেল হৈ কেনে খাম আৰু কেজুৱেল ড্ৰিংকিংটো নাছিলে ৱেৰ এলছ বাহিৰত people going for work, let's grab a beer, then continue with the work.
A beer is one or at best two. Beltis ako moddu na khai.
At least beltis wake hitu bahirot na khai. So Beer Cafe here, we promote that casual drinking.
No, my question was that so everyone at some point has felt that vibe.
So when I saw that gap, then I thought, this brand gonna work here. I already knew the owner, Rahul Singh. When I was working in Google, he used to be Google's client. So that's how I know him. I had a relation. I came back here. I saw an opportunity, low-hanging fruit. Right? So I grabbed it. Had I seen that opportunity in any other industry, probably I would have grabbed that as well.
On this note, now you may be the unique person जिन्हें hey vibe this आगे completely आना है. You saw it as a business opportunity. I still feel a lot of people have that feeling. We do. Now I would like for you to tell it and lay it out really bare. Is it tough? Is it easy? Is the hype around owning a restaurant real?
It's tough, but at the same time, I don't know, will you agree with me? Somewhere luck works as well, not just the hard work. But it is to set up another beer cafe, with this business, probably I might fail. I might not replicate. Might not be able to replicate it. So again, although hard work is required, but at the same time luck is also there, and it's a tough line. Although no matter how fancy it looks from the outside, but a lot of hard work is required. And এনেকুৱা নহয় কি মানে আজি মই ৰেষ্টুৰেণ্ট খুলিম অকল ভাল ফুড চাৰ্ভ কৰি দিম ড্ৰিংকছ কৰি দিম my business will go well. No, বহুত বস্তু চাব লাগিব where your property is, our area, age group ke, how you are promoting it, which target your target audience, who is the target audience. A lot of factors matter for a restaurant business to be successful.
Tell me the Best part about being a restaurateur? The best part about owning this business?
It feels good when people are happy. You know? So more birat bhal lage jetya more guests bur ahi kane now I don't call them as a guest, they have turned my friends, they have become my friends now. Here they ahis de koy ki I have a feeling that I'm in a house party, not in a restaurant. So that comment, that feedback,
Okay. And the worst part about being a restaurateur? 1-star review boli nokole hol.
of course it boy thake. Plus restaurant mane bikheke bar line there's very high scope wastage misuse aru mane kunubai bodmasi kora among your staff.
Respect for it. Yeah.
It's high chances, right? So if you live your business, live up to your staff, high chances that it might not go well. So you have to be on top of everything while running a bar or restaurant business.
Is that also the biggest risk in any business?
I don't agree to that. There are some industries where process would be streamlined, right? Yat streamline kene koyam. Yat kare kunubai khujibo. Let's say cocktail error kunubai strong ke bona bolle. Bartender rate 10 ml dile, 20 ml dile, you can't keep a track of that. Although it's a very small amount, right? But towards the end of month, it ends up going to bottles, right?
And then you say boon boon se sagar banta hai. Hey man, mouth god biki hoise bole. That's a GPlus and news ulabo. What is crore liters of alcohol sold? Is it difficult working on a chain restaurant? How is it working with a chain restaurant? And if it is difficult, do you intend to say go solo? Do you think solo business owner hua vibe would have been different?
I think it will depend upon person to person. For me, I chose a franchisee because I'm completely new into this industry. And choosing a franchisee partner helped me to, gave me the knowledge which I require to run this business. Or else more idea nahi left bar counter, kiman width ho lage, length ho lage, what are the machines required, equipments required. All those technicalities, I got the support from the Beer Café Delhi team. Otherwise, baki mo vision asile je mo bar khon enakwa khulim, bright, outdoor smoking area, pool area. So those are my vision. But then while executing it, it was all thanks to Beer Café Delhi team.
Their industry experience and their knowledge partner is about thaga. That helps you do a business. Also, I want to talk a little bit about service. Now, you specifically mentioned that my team makes everyone feel at home. You can't go to every table. Although you may know your guests and they may now be your friends, it is eventually the service staff that is there. How do you imbibe good service ethics in your team? Je tohote bhal korle bhal hobo, or this is the way you dress, this is the way you approach, this is what you do. What is your training regimen for your team?
So initially for the first 6 to 12 months, more heavily involved asilo, like meeting each and every customers. That's when I realized that I can't do this for long, or else I'll be stuck here. I won't be able to grow. That's when I hired some of the best managers and the best pub in town, and they are with me right now. So today give more workload to divide kora hole, distribute hole. Next, training the staff in every weekly meeting that I attend with my team. Forget about what you have learned in the past. Khorot aloi ahile jeneke treat kora, exactly teneke treat korason. People will like it.
Now you mentioned that Guwahati, best of best places are why you have picked up your team and now they are with you. What is the reason? Is it just better pay that you're offering them? Is it better incentive? Why are they choosing to work with you and not with other brands that they were working with before?
I think here again, the personal touch. I have never considered them as my subordinates. I always tell them that we are a single team. In fact, more Saturday, Sunday, during busy hour, I myself go behind the counter, help them with the work, the billing process, I take care of it. So we work as a team. We all are brothers. One of my tagline is brotherhood is the strongest relation. Let's work together, and make each of our lives successful.
Now that we are doing this particular episode that goes on GPlus' social media platforms, and there's a lot of consumption that happens. Not alcohol, I meant content consumption. How important is social media for you?
Very much. Very much
important.
Yep.
How do you gauge the importance? Number of likes, reach, reaction? Are Google reviews very important? I just want to understand you as a restaurateur, your approach towards branding yourself on social media. Also with the fact that you have a chain. So a lot of chains have to go back to corporate. नहीं corporate से permission नहीं आया, approval नहीं आया, ये कर सकते, ये नहीं कर सकते. एक ही नहीं कहने को handle करे.
I'll answer it in two parts. First, social media বুলি ক'লে, social media is advertising platform. লগত আৰু similar platforms আছে, which is outdoor media, right? TV medium, right? We need to understand, if I'm selling a product, we need to understand ki মোৰ target audience কোন, whether they consume the social media, whether if their age group is a little higher, they probably would prefer the banners, Rasta banner, that put an imprint to them, right? Someone who's a female group in the mid 30-40s, they watch TVs, so that advertisement they have, right? So my target audience is mostly highly into social media, so hence more all social media advertising before. So it will a restriction thake. For any changes that I have to do here, I need to take prior approvals, because after all my brand to promote Korea, so represent Korea. So but then at the same time I would say, although franchisee were strict policies thake, but if your relationship is too good to them, it depends upon the relationship, what kind of relationship you share with them. I have a very good relationship with them, so to more kind of force to convince them, or when I have bhaichara they solely there, thik ase moi to change corridor without approval. So it all depends upon the relation.
You so clearly you're doing everything, or at least a lot of things on relationships. মানে মই মানুহটো ভাল, মোৰ মানুহটোৰ লগত ৰিলেশ্যনশ্বিপটো ভাল, যে মোৰ কাম চলি থাকিব. It's like that, right?
But মোৰ দেউতাই কৈছিলে, you can't be a winner or a ruler all by yourself. You need people. So সৰুৰ পৰা এইটো কৈছিলে যে give importance to networking or relationship.
You also worked in a lot of corporates, no? To sustain or to run this business, what corporate learnings did you bring?
I was very fortunate enough to work under some of the best managers. I would love to take the name. Abhijit Patil from HP, Anuj Sharma from Myntra, he is now co-founder of Kapiva. Shavana Badami from Google, she is now Asia Pacific head. So most of my learnings was Shavana Badami. And she is someone who is not from the tech background. She was from finance, Bangkok, Dosboswan, Korea. Then she moved to Google. So when I joined, she was India head then. And I being a engineer, I was into analytics, and she was handling the analytical team without having any knowledge to it, no knowledge. So that inspired me how she can manage a team of something which she has zero clue. When our technical terms she would be clueless, but she ensured that all the projects are being delivered in time.
That I think is the game changer, no? That you don't have to be an engineer to be engineering things.
Similarly here, I don't have to be a restaurateur to run this business. So that's her approach was, to have discussion, how to work. She last one asle. And that's how same strategy I use with my team. My manager is 20 years experience into this industry. Of course, he knows way a lot than me. So then I get discussion, decision, and that's how we are running this business.
I'll come back to the social media ecosystem. One, without kind of putting them in a bad bucket, one type of content creators that have come are also influencers and content creators otherwise, or people who are calling themselves food bloggers. And how do you handle influencers and their reviews and people who come to your place with a camera and then they say that, okay, I'm a reviewer, I would like to take a look at your place and give you feedback? A little bit on the influencer experience.
Entertain any influencers. Because what I feel, we all know what paid promotion is. Kunuba ahi ekhon restaurant dekhaise ba any product korise, we know that this is not genuine review or genuine feedback, right? He or she is being paid. Plus, in 2019, one of my friends worked in a company called Shell, and Shell is a sister company of Samsung. So Samsung or Gutte,
The releasing agency Shell. Yeah.
yes. আৰু সিহঁতে 2019ত বন্ধ কৰি দিছিলে ইনফ্লুৱেঞ্চাৰ মাৰ্কেটিংটো. They pay a very high amount for any unboxing or any promotion. They stopped it. And they said, because what they learned from last few years, this is not helping in their sale. Because ultimately, it's not helping in their sale. So what they come up with, that is a promo code to solile. They will not give you any upfront money. Jiman sale kora, eta commission le lo.
Use my promo code and you take away.
It also sold 2019 not. So ever since then, when I got to know that picture, Guwahati as I said, 5 বছর লাগি যায়. So I think now people will get to know that
They don't work, they don't sustain. So in any case, if someone comes, how do you handle bad reviews? This you can explain to me in the context of both influencers or reviewers or Google's feedback reviews, 1-star reviews, or anyone telling you, how do you handle a bad review?
it's a learning for us, bad review. Definitely, if we can reach out to the customer, instantly we go to a table, try to understand the issue, cure review to delay, right? And try to make them happy by compensating, whether in the bill or the food, drinks. But that happens rare because on review tetia hai once a person leaves the property. Although few incidents happen that he can review this. We went there, we sorted it. The person removed the review as well. Right? So 10 review hole, I think we are at 4.8 Google review, the highest bar in town. So we have, I don't say few, but then some 1-star reviews. But those reviews helped us to grow. Now I know, মই টিমক কি ক'ব লাগে, ক'ত ফ'কাছ কৰিব লাগে, ক'ত ভুল হৈ আছে. So that helps.
Anything recurring that you keep getting A to A point hoti thake?
তেতিয়া মই ষ্টাফক ধান্দা কৰিম. ৰেকৰ্ডিং হৈ থাকে.
ঠিক আছে. Now if I could do a small rating mechanism for you, I would like to understand. I have about 5-6 parameters, and I would like for you to rate them in terms of importance, not for Beer Café Guwahati, but for if according to you, what are these? What are the parameters that are very important for running a restaurant business or F&B business in Guwahati? Okay, I'll read out the parameters: ambience, size, location, affordability, quality, and alcohol. There are 6 parameters. If you think you can put them in certain order.
In order?
Okay, yeah, in order.
What was it again? Please repeat for me.
So there's ambience, there's capacity, location, pricing, quality of food, which taste, and alcohol.
Location.
Location meaning number 1.
Yes.
Okay.
Ambience.
Okay. Ambience.
Quality of food.
Quality of food.
And what we had? Pricing, yes. I would say pricing and quality of food goes in the same position.
There's alcohol and size.
Alcohol and size are the list.
Alcohol and size are the least.
Yeah. Because the same alcohol, you'll get it everywhere. Size, it's not a deciding factor. Size is in the capacity.
Yeah,
right?
the capacity.
A decent enough, ডাঙৰ size ৰাখিলো মানে মোৰ ভাল business হ'ব. No, it doesn't work that way. Keep it a minimum size and then keep on expanding it like the way we expanded this after 2 years. So yeah.
Okay. Today, this episode would be viewed by a lot of food entrepreneurs. Again, people who are on the fence. Either they'll become a restaurateur by looking at this, that bhai Brijesh bhai ko follow karna hai aur meko bhi restaurant khulna hai. Either the ones who'll say, abbe bahut cost ka kaam hai, noara bole. ठीक है? So the people on the fence, do you have any specific tips?
Dil se aa raha hai, do it. Irrespective of how many struggle you have to face it, do it.
But just go for it. If it's in your gut,
do it.
ठीक है. Are you on food-based delivery systems like a Swiggy or a Zomato?
No, we are not. No, the reason we are not because
Which is the follow-up question. Why are you not?
Because we have few limited items which is not being served in anywhere here in town, and people really love it. Now, if I offer it in an online platform, probably they're gonna order it from home.
Your footfall gets
footfall gets reduced, and our margin is in alcohol, not in food. And plus, here we won't be able to provide in this rate which we provide here, because when online platforms comes into picture, they are commission based. Almost 30% goes into commission. So delivering it in cheaper rate won't be possible.
And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to understand is because Zomato, Swiggy, they have a very ad hoc discount and pricing system, and this affects a lot of restaurateurs. So yeah, now that you're not there, so it just doesn't impact you. But yeah, aake daru piyo, zyada paisa banega. Marketing is very crucial for your business.
Yes, right.
You specifically mentioned if I have to target different audience groups, I take different mediums and different advertising vehicles. What has worked for you till now? Outside of digital, what other innovation do you intend to do to bring more people? If there is any specific plan of action for that.
Innovation, as in we were the first one to do some of the things for the first time in Guwahati. First, hore ki asle jetia the club ba barer photographer picture la, all the bars post their pictures in the Facebook or Instagram, right, after a week. So instead of doing that, we didn't do that. Instead of doing that, what we did, let's collaborate all the pictures, make a reel. So every week hamara reels hai for footages from the last week. Second new thing which we did was the singers, the live performance. Right? We were the first one to host live performance throughout the day, throughout the week, Monday to Sunday. Those events happen between the busiest days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, live music possible. And from after winning this best club with live gigs, where from this year we started with 2 events, 4 to 7 one and an 8 to 12.
Nice. So now you can't stop. You have to live up to this, right? How important is music to you in a club, both live and ambience music? Because again, now you're saying you're doing 2 gigs a day, but again, now that's live music. Otherwise, also ambience music, but live music, how much importance do you give to it? Do you think it becomes a decision changer for people? Jab more live music hole hai tate jam. Have you had that experience?
Right now in Guwahati, or in other cities as well, live music is solely hai, sir. People are liking it. But after a certain point, bore is over. There is a graph, bore is over. Then something new will come up.
But anything specific that's coming out of the West, the next trend itu hobo. One of the new trends is coffee rave.
Coffee rave. But at that trend, you would see in the international article, whereas most of the clubs are getting shut down. There was a recent paper in London where it says the Gen Zs, they are not preferring the club much. Rather, they are more into online social media, or probably into shifting into coffee, right? So maybe hate and so that's going in the West. Probably will come up to India, metro cities than here.
And Gen Z's habits and purchase decisions, how does that affect you? And what do you tend to do to, kind of sustain the fall? Like you said, you have better margins in alcohol, but the newer generation, say in a year's time, alcohol consumption will drop. We also have a small data that we, I think, came across last year, that 23-24 alcohol consumption was much higher than 24-25. Clearly there's a declining trend. So what is your protection module for this?
That's when we can win the game with the ambience, with the house party feeling that we are providing. House party feeling is what? You meet people, make new friends, networking, activities, events. So those gonna work to pull the crowd.
Okay, sir. On that note, what we will do is we'll wrap up this section of the conversation, Brijesh. I really, really appreciate all your time and your insights on running a successful business, specifically in the F&B industry in Guwahati. If you've stuck around till now, I really appreciate that. And if you are continuing to watch this, now we'll start with the rapid fire round with Brijesh. We have 5-6 questions. None of these questions are damaging to you. I hope so. But your only rule is that you have to answer the fastest. Okay. And then I have this hamper that I'll give you, which is invisible in nature. But okay, we'll still do something interesting.
I would get options and I have to pick one.
No,
Is
there's
that how it
no.
works?
You have to pick your own answer and give them. Okay. This is not KBC. Right? I can't do that. No. Are you ready? If not at Beer Cafe, what is your favorite place to eat in Guwahati?
Playboy.
Okay. Any specific thing that you like?
Playboy has, leveled up the club culture. Maybe Guwahati would still require time to understand that, but it has leveled up.
Okay. Your favorite hangout spot in Guwahati if you're not eating? Any other hangout spot?
Hang on, spot. Playboy again.
Khaba na lage. You just have to hang out. Could have been a park. No, not interested in parks or something. No, not interested in Riverside that the government has been.
I wish I could.
You think what is the best place for cocktails?
Beer Café.
No, but you can't give your own answer. None of them can have your own answer.
That's true. The best cocktail in town you're gonna find here. Trust me.
Take it. But now going forward, you can't give your own name. You have to pick from your other industry peers. Okay. A best place for Valentine's Day date.
Donabel.
Best place to eat ethnic cuisine in Guwahati.
Ethnic cuisine. I've tried which I found in Swiggy named Khoriga. So I always whenever I feel like having duck curry, I order it from them.
Okay. Best place for North Indian food.
North Indian food. I'd say Mocha. Mocha food is good.
Your worst eating experience in Guwahati. Before that person, you can go ahead.
Worst eating experience. Honestly, not. So my mother used to say कि मुख डाঙৰ কৰোঁতে মাৰ প্ৰব্লেম হোৱা নাছিলে এইকাৰণে প্ৰব্লেম হোৱা নাছিলে because she used to say it down that যি দিয়ে মই without any complaint খাই লওঁ. So answering to your question, worst eating experience, I don't think I have. I just love food. I have it. I consume it.
That's a good habit. That's a very good habit. And before we leave, there's no more rapid fire, but I have one specific question. If I could ask you maybe a single pointer question in terms of what Guwahati wants in terms of food. Okay. Before I give you a full reveal of the question, say biryani or sandwich. Biryani was India's 4th ordered item on Swiggy. It was Guwahati's number 1 or number 2 ordered item on one of these aggregator platforms, right? I want to understand from you, what do you think Guwahati loves to eat food-wise?
Guwahati, what I feel is yet to taste the authentic food, North Indian food. Etyao namot ase, but hey taste to etyao anibo pora nai. If someone brings it, it's gonna be an instant hit.
Okay. All right. Okay. On that note, thank you so much for your time, Brijesh. I had a fantastic conversation.
Same here. Thank you.
If you have stuck around to this part of the episode, I really appreciate all your support. And if you've not come already here, we definitely recommend you try and visit the Beer Cafe. It's in Guwahati at the Times Square Mall, and they've been the recipient for 3 major awards, which is the club with best live gigs, best restaurant for value for money, and the restaurant of the year for Guwahati Food Awards 2024 because of their great food, fantastic hospitality. I definitely recommend. I keep coming here. It is not an endorsement, but yeah, I would love it if you could come here and support local entrepreneurs and businesses. Well, I'll see you at the next episode very soon, next weekend. Until then, take care of yourself and be healthy.